Excited to have each and every one of you on board. We're excited because today we're going to be going over in the Thursday training how to get started with your website and how to start marketing that website, how to get your affiliate link, other things you can do. You're going to need to listen carefully and take notes as we go along so that you can understand what to do with this website that you have, how to spread the link around, a lot of the things that we suggest on how you do this. There are a lot of different options that you can go after, but we're also going to share other steps and tools and ideas that help you grow your Inkway business. You want to find your best approach to build a successful business. We've talked a lot about what Inkway can do for you. We talk about this on Wednesday nights at 8 when we present all the business bonuses that come with. Spend a lot of how to put $200 to $500 back in your pocket monthly or more, and we can go from there. So what steps do you need to take when you start marketing your business? Well, one of those things is working with your replicated website. Now, how do you do that? Let's go ahead and go over that very carefully here. Go to inkonline.net. Inc, I-N-C-K, online.net. When you go there at the bottom, it will say sign up as an affiliate. If you're pretty sure you've already done this, you can send an email to CEO@inkwayusa.com and ask Lenny to send you your information. If you don't believe you've done that, then you go in and you fill out the information, and at the very end of that process, it will give you a really long link. It will, and by the way, if you've done it in the past, you may need to, if it's been a while, you may need to do it again. But if you think you've done it, write Lenny. If you're pretty sure that you haven't, or you just want to do it again, because we can just reassign, it's not a problem. Go in, put in your information. The last step, you will be given a very long link. Copy that and paste it into a notebook or a Word or Notepad or a Word document or someplace where you can access it easily. Then what you're going to want to do is you're either going to want to go to Bitly or Shorten or one of the link shortening places and get that link brought down to a much more reasonable size. One problem with Bitly and Shorten is sometimes people will not click on them if they see it's a Bitly or Shorten link because they don't know where they're going. So what I've done, for instance, is I've gone on to GoDaddy and bought myself inkrevolutionsignup.biz. inkrevolutionsignup.biz. If you go to it, it looks just like you're in inkonline.net, but it's tagged me with the cookie up underneath it. So if you buy anything from the site, now as a founder, you get credit, but if it was a customer, I get credit. So they don't see it that way. You can go into GoDaddy. When you go into GoDaddy, you purchase your URL, and I usually recommend you purchase it for a year. I don't usually recommend purchasing 2 to 5 years unless you're really sure of what you're doing and what you want to use that for. And then you go into domain forwarding for that domain. And once you've done the domain forwarding part, and by the way, this is all going to come out in an automated email for you as well, where we're going to do a screen capture video. So everything here will come out to you probably in the next week. Everything I'm talking about right here. Unfortunately, through this webinar platform, I can't show you my live screen and show you the presentation at the same time. So what we're going to do is, the next part of this is what we're going to do is we're going to walk through how to do this. So you go to the forward your domain, and you paste in your code to say that's what you're forwarding to. You say it's a temporary, and you say masking, full masking. That will make it look like it's still on your link that you've purchased. You might choose Inkster Online or Inkman Incorporated or Inkwoman Seattle. Who knows? I mean, there are all sorts of different permeations you can go after in order to get your own name that you have. Now, the nice part about that is, once you have that, you can start including that in your business cards. You can start including that in your landing pages. You can start including that in emails you send out. There's all sorts of different things you can do daily then with that link. So we've gone over how to create it. We've gone over what you need to do. You can either use Bitly or Shorten if you want to do this for free. If you want to buy a domain, GoDaddy's probably the most recognized name. There's probably 50 other domain providers out there. Again, we'll be sending out a email with a bunch of information in it on how to do this for you. And we're going to put up an autoresponder program that will show you steps in starting your business that will come out to you, every other day for quite some time. You'll basically have about a month's worth of training at an every other day pace. That is starting here sometime early next week. Each one of you will start receiving these emails. Now, before you get to that point, the other thing you need to do is set a schedule for yourself that you can hold to each week, whether it's 5 hours or 20 hours or 2 hours or 1 hour a day. It might be 5 hours a day. It might be 20 hours a week. It might be 3 hours a day. It might be 90 minutes a day. But you need to be able to stick to it. You need to work on it and stick to it. Ways to begin your business. One of the things I really recommend you do is get people to that Wednesday night webinar that are interested in owning their own ink business as well, whether they come in as a founder or an elite distributor. If they come in as a founder, you get bonuses that way, and you get override bonuses in the bonus pools. If they come in as an elite distributor, if you get 8 people who sign up and stay on as elite distributors, just in referral bonuses, your monthly business expenses are pretty much covered as a distributor. And remember, that means if you've been to the Wednesday night webinars or you've been a founder or a distributor for a while, every 6 months you get a inkjet refill station more or less on us as a return for paying your monthly fees each month for 6 months. That means $750 in profit coming into you in your pocket. If you get 8 people in who sign up as elite distributors and they stay on for the year, you covered your entire cost of the business and gotten 2 free inkjet refill stations. That's basically like making $1,500 in your pocket while you're covering about $600 in expenses. I don't see how you beat that, folks. Really don't. It's an insane, incredible deal. Another thing you can do to begin your business, this is something I don't understand why we don't have more people who are literally just out killing it this way. I know every time I've offered to friends, hey, I'll refill your cartridges, and it'll be really inexpensive, and you don't have to go buy at the big box store or the office supply store or the cost-cutting depot or whatever else. I don't have a problem with it. People generally will say, hey, wow, yeah, cool. And then they refer me to their friends. Even if I don't ask, they refer me to their friends. If I do ask, they really work on referring me to their friends because everybody likes to save money. So if you talk about this in a helpful but not salesy manner, hey, do you know how much all of us, most of us anyway, are paying for ink? It's actually $2 a milliliter, which works out to $9,000 a gallon. If I can show you how to get that down to 8 cents a milliliter and save 75% or more on your ink, would you be interested? Most of the time, people say yes. Now, we talked about this a little bit last week, and we spent a good bit of time on it. I'm not going to spend as much time on it now, but setting up a fundraiser is a great way to go through those inkjet refill stations when you get them. You might, if you're a founder and you buy 1 unit, you get 4 of them right up front. Okay, right up front, you get 4 inkjet refill stations, which if you do a fundraiser, you should be able to, go through quite a few of them, refilling for others if it's a big fundraiser. The best way to do it is to take the sports team, the church, the nonprofit, whoever it is, give anywhere from 10 to 20% back to the team out of your profits. You can charge $25 a cartridge for refills because they know it's a fundraiser, or $20 a cartridge for refills because they know it's a fundraiser. You give back a chunk of change for the fundraiser to the team, and you build yourself a customer base ongoingly because guess what? The next time they need refills, where do they come? They ask you, hey, how do I get one of those inkjet refill stations? Hey, could you refill my cartridges again? Hey, my son's baseball team, I know you did one for my church, my son's baseball team needs one done. There is an entire world to be worked on here in the fundraising side of things. Let's explore that together. All right, next, daily activities. How do you place ads online? You use your store link. You point to specials within the store. I advertise the living daylights out of these refillable, reusable cartridges and the inkjet bottle packs because, quite frankly, they're the best deal we have going. They're the best way for customers to get in and stay in because they will keep ordering inkjet bottle packs from you. They love them. For the 80 printers they work with, they're awesome. And for the ones they don't, then we can sell them an inkjet refill station, or we can sell them OEM cartridges. Again, you make 10% on anything off your store. You make $40 on anybody that comes in that buys an inkjet refill station. And they're also given the opportunity at that point to sign up as an elite distributor. So when you bring in a customer, we send them the information and say, hey, if you want to run a business like the person you talked to here originally, you can do that. Some of them say yes, some of them say no. But it's actually free marketing and advertising and sales help from us to you. Another thing I recommend is posting educational articles on LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a great place to go in and sign up for some office manager groups. It's a great place to go in and build out all these different little things that you can do. It's really not hard. It's not a difficult thing to do at all. You post these educational articles on LinkedIn. You find an angle. You go after it for a couple weeks. You can talk to people about saving the planet or reducing their carbon footprint or stop throwing things in the landfill. However you want to phrase that. You can talk to them about saving money because they can save 75, 50, 25% depending on what they're buying. Let's say they've got a bunch of laser printers. They've got those big drums. We have refill stations for those as well. We can get you the powder and the drill and everything else to go and refill for them, show them how to refill themselves, or just get them OEM cartridges where they make some money doing, save some money, and you make some money while they're purchasing from you. It might just be stop getting ripped off on ink, come to our ink store. InkRevolutionSignup.biz. Boom. Well, there you go. Now all of a sudden I'm promoting the store. You could buy 2 or 3 of these if you want to do inkbusinessopportunity.com and you want to do inkbusinessstore.com. You can take the same redirect and send it to them. You can take it and send it to these landing pages that we're going to show you how to set up next week or the week after on Opportunity Launch. I'm not sure which week we're doing that. I got to talk to Lenny. By the way, Lenny the Inkman Green is one of the most amazing entrepreneurs I've ever met. What he does on a regular basis to actually promote this business for each one of you and to build those pools for the founders is just incredible. And I love working with him. He's a fantastic guy. And, from all the things he's showing me and telling me he's doing, I think we should all be excited and proud. So just wanted to share that with you. How much do you need a month? Well, I've talked about this, and I've said we'll show you how to put $200 to $500 in your pocket. Well, simply put, you refer 5 people a month, that's $40 extra in your pocket each month, and then in 6 months it comes again. So that's $200 in a month right there. If you refer 5 people and you refill 5 printers, which would be approximately 20 cartridges, so usually 4 cartridges per printer, that's another $250 at least. Okay, at least. That's about $11 a cartridge if you're $11.50, $12 a cartridge. I'm sorry, $12.50. Let me try that again. $12.50 a cartridge on refills. I usually charge $15 on refills unless somebody brings me cartridges that don't take all the ink. Sometimes that happens. And I try to give them a little bit of a discount. I'll tell them it's only $10 for these 3 cartridges and it's $15 for this one. And I make $45 off of something I've already paid for, which is my inkjet refill station, or stations, because I have more than one. But it's really simple, folks, from there to go and pick up more referrals and and refill more cartridges. I just had somebody call and ask if my son can meet them this weekend on Saturday because they like working with him and they want to, they know that he earns extra money if he does this. So he's going to actually get dropped off at the sandwich shop over about 4 miles from my house here, and he'll sit down and he'll open up the inkjet refill station and wait for the appointment to show up. He usually sits there about 15 minutes prior to the appointment. They show up, he refills for them. Oftentimes, this young lady will bring a friend or 2 that have cartridges, or just a friend or 2 to see what's going on. I've already picked up 3 leads from her for Office Parks, office management company, and a group that does a lot of sales work that works with 1099 salespeople. Each one of those, I'm working on getting the link for my store out to them so that all of their independent folks and all the other folks that they work with are able to do this. Any of the small offices that currently buy from the office supply stores or the discount chain stores or anything like that can get involved and work to build this out for themselves. So we talked about these profit pools, And the thing is, you share 20% of company profits both in Inkway and AccuBrite. The one you have control over is Inkway. The one I was just bragging on Lenny for is AccuBrite. We go out and we sell to catalog companies, big box stores, other places like that. Not what you're selling at all, but other products. And when those profits come in, they go right into, 20% of them go right into the founder pools that get split out end of December, end of June. Why is it important to bring in business, especially if you're a founder? Well, that's the way those pools get filled if you bring in business. The way the elite bonus pool gets filled is by selling these inkjet refill stations. If you're not selling those, and all you're doing is selling things off your store, that elite bonus pool is not nearly as high because it's based on 3150 out of the 300 going in there. About 10% of it, a little bit more, goes into the elite bonus pool. The profit pools here, again, is 20% of overall company profits in both Inkway and AccuBrite divisions. All right. Why does going green matter? We're going to talk about this in depth coming up. I usually spend a few minutes on it. I'm only going to spend a minute or two here. Why does it matter? Well, right now there's 30 inkjet or toner cartridges sold per second. There's going to be 60 by 2020 being sold per second. Most of them end up in the landfill. In fact, if you took every cartridge that ended up in the landfill last year and lined them up end to end, they'd circle the earth almost 4 times. I don't know if you can even visualize that. I honestly have a hard time visualizing it, and I talk about it a lot, so it's in my head. And yet, it's kind of like envisioning $1 billion sitting in an account somewhere or sitting in a safe somewhere. It's a really hard thing to imagine what that actually would look like for most people. Think about it. 4 times around the earth, these little cartridges that fit in the palm of your hand. 4 times. Okay. Enough there. There's also all the drums and all the other things that can be, thrown into the landfills as well. Those are all reusable. They're made of plastic. It doesn't go away. It is a huge problem for the environment. It's a huge problem for all of us as we attempt to save the climate that we have. I know a lot of people don't believe, maybe not a lot, but some people don't believe in climate change. Most of them still don't have a problem with helping out by not throwing things in landfills. Millennials and Gen Xers in offices are making more and more buying decisions. This is all stuff that's more and more important to them. Instead of the reduce, reuse, recycle idea, you're going to reduce your consumption by refilling. You're going to reuse, you're going to recycle, especially if you bring in these refillable, reusable cartridges. They're amazing. That and an inkjet bottle pack has kept me going here for a while. Heck, it's kept Lenny going in the corporate offices. With as much printing as he does in the corporate office, he's using the same ones he was using 6 years ago now. Think about that for just a second. 6 years, same set of cartridges with these refillable, reusable cartridges. Why not talk about them? Why not push it out there? I go out and I start talking to any of these people, whether it's the personal side of things or it's the business side of things. Where do you buy your ink? Do you know how much most of us are paying per gallon of ink? And if you're buying it this, or this is how much you're paying. $9,000 a gallon. It works out to about $2 to $4 a cartridge in ink, and then you're paying $25 to $30 a cartridge. I'm sorry, per milliliter. It works out probably about 1/3 to 1/2 of the cost of that cartridge is the branding, the packaging, the placement, the shipping, all of those other things. It's not the ink. So why pay for that every single time you need cartridges and need ink? So most people don't like getting ripped off. If you show them the process, it's really pretty simple, and it works out really, really well. All right, there's a solution for every printer on your website as well. We've talked about these replicated websites earlier. One thing that's really great is there is a solution for every single printer out there by cartridge, whether it's OEM, whether it's refill, whether it's toner and laser oriented, there's always a solution. If you're not sure what it is, or your client's not sure what it is, your prospect's not sure what it is, CEO@inkwayusa.com, CEO@inkwayusa.com. Send an email, hit Lenny up directly. Either him or one of his consultants and assistants will get back to you, and they'll be able to help you solve that dilemma. Very rare to not be able to find the things on the site, but in case you can't, ask for help. That's what we're here for. We handle all the support. We handle all the shipping, the handling, the order filling, all of the stocking of all the equipment and all the products. It's incredible what we do for you for $49.99 a month, and for a fairly minor commitment as far as especially compared to franchises and licenses. You're selling high quality ink here, folks. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't know if I want to really go with something that's a refill kit, those kind of things, refill station. It looks nice, but is the ink really that great? Well, actually, it's better than most of our competitors. It wins the eye test 9 out of 10 times. Meaning we show somebody something we printed, we show something they printed, and bada bing, bada boom, bada bang. There it is 9 different times. You have all of this stuff set up and ready to roll. Now, what else can you do to leverage all this? We've talked about Opportunity Launch. We're going to spend more time on it in the upcoming weeks. This is a place you can develop free landing pages and capture pages. There's a link here on the screen. If you capture the screen with a print screen grab, you'll get the link. You can sign up over there at Opportunity Launch. Then you can share videos. These 2 videos there are links for on the screen. One of them's for distributors. One of them's for customers. We're going to be doing more and more in-depth LinkedIn training, social media training. I've talked about those a lot in the past couple weeks, but we're trying to get out of here in under 20 minutes, and right now I'm a little over. So we're going to go ahead and finish up. Just remember, you get to work your own hours. You can make more at this thing. You can make it most side jobs compared to a franchise or license, and your cost for getting started is much lower. Your ongoing cost is ridiculously lower, and the support here is fantastic and phenomenal. We do each of these pieces. We're listening to all of our distributors to get them rolling. And one of the things you can do to get yourself rolling, we've talked about it, leveraging marketing tools and resources to help yourself, advertising and talking about your website once you've got it set up. If you missed it earlier on the presentation, back up to about the 3-minute mark. We talk about that for quite a while. And your ability to refill for others, there's another thing you need to let people know about so they can let other people know. Let them know you've started your own business. Let them know that you want to know where they're buying their ink, and if you can help them save money, would that be a cool thing? Now, Wednesdays at 8, we do the business overview. Thursdays here at noon, we used to do just a general training. Now we're doing a specific point and some other training. CEO@inkwayusa.com. Send in questions via email. Best way to get hold of us, fastest response, and easiest for everyone in the long run. Again, I'm Andy the Inkster Grider. I'm trying to get out of here by the 12:25 mark so we can keep it under 25 minutes for each of you. And I thank you each for your time and for your availability. Have a fantastic, incredible day.